Okay, the Legend of Blue Eyes booster pack. This came out in 2002, so we're talking, what, 22 years? Yes, if my math is right. Yeah, about 22 years ago. Now, being the first booster pack, this does have a lot of sort of weakish monsters. So let's start with the strongest. Blue Eyes White Dragon is obviously the card that you want out of this pack. In terms of, where is my X button? You can put this in attack. So, strongest is Blue Eyes. The next was Trihorn Dragon at 2850. He's a level 8. He's a bit of a not very common card. Not many people know about Trihorn Dragon because the series obviously focused around Dark Magician and Gaia. I have had to break it into 2 decks because you can only have up to 60 cards in a deck on this game. And you also had a Red Eyes Black Dragon and a Curse of Dragon in this, so that's all the monsters above 2000 attack. The rest of them sit around that, say, 800 to 1600 mark and there's only a few effect monsters. One of them is Reaper of the Cards, Man-Eater Bug, Hane, Armed Ninja, and Exodia's Head. They're the only effect monsters in the deck. There are a few with good defense. You got Giant Soldier of Stone with 2000 defense, and let me just flick to the other deck. You also have Mystical Elf and Aquamador. Green Phantom King is an honourable mention as well for defense. There are fusions. Obviously, in today's game, they're not any good. Back then, special summoning to the field was actually quite a luxury, so they do have their place in the older form of the game. Gaia the Dragon Champion is a 2600, but still, with a fusion of without any effects, it's not really that good for today's game. Back then, yeah, pretty good. It does have Exodia's pieces as well. Otherwise, the rest of the basic monsters are around the 800. There's a 1500, there's some 1200s in there, 13s. Just your general, you know, easy to summon monsters. Flip to the other deck. You know, there's some 500s, there's some very, very weak monsters in there as well. They all had their place early on in the Duel Monsters game, of course, so. But you do see some monsters from the 2 starter decks, Yugi and Kaiba, as well. Also in this, let's have a look at the spells. A lot of them are either just equip cards for certain monster typings. You do have the occasional Dark Hole, the Fissure, and it does have a bunch of field spell cards as well. There's Hinotama, that'll damage life points. Legendary Swords equip, Mountains of Field spell. You do have Polymerization in here as well. Raigeki, which is the only banned card that is in the Legend of Blue Eyes deck, and banned for a reason. That is a stupidly overpowered effect. So Umi, equip cards, trap cards. You have a Dragon Capture Jar, a Trap Hole, and a 2-pronged attack, which we have seen in the starter decks. And there's just more equip cards. That's another life point damager. There's a life point recovery with Goblin Secret Remedy. Gravedigger Ghoul, that is target 2 monsters in your opponent's graveyard and banish them. That is really the only magic card with just a random in-game effect that isn't an equip card, or you can Monster Reborn as well. That's limited to 1. Sorry, Raigeki wasn't. Did I call it Raigeki? I used to call it Raigeki as a kid. It's Raigeki. I've actually got that wrong, haven't I? Raigeki is not actually. It's not banned. I think it might be limited to 1 per deck. Pot of Greed is the banned card. So Mystical Moon, that's an equip. The equip card, Stop Defense. That's another one of these kind of effects. Just change a monster to attack position. There's Swords of Revealing Light, the ultimate troll card, and Vile Germs, and that is pretty much it for that. There's only 3 trap cards in the whole booster pack. That's what Yu-Gi-Oh was like back in 2002 upon its initial release. So yeah, like overall, it has got some classic cards. Of course, you know, the Red Eyes Black Dragon. Of course, is there another way to see the alternate art form in this? If there is, I don't know how to do it. I'm sure. Is that it? Card options. Where's my plus button? Return deck to previous state. No. Maybe there isn't. You know the classic picture of the Red Eyes. So, but anyway, I digress. That is what is contained in the booster pack. Obviously, Exodia is sort of like the main, along with the Red Eyes, and let me just sort that back to attack. Your Red Eyes, your Curse of Dragon, your Blue Eyes, your Trinehorn Dragon, your Dark Magician, and your Gaia the Fierce Knight. They're the most sought after cards in this one. So I am going to go ahead and make a deck out of this. I might try and make a couple of decks, actually, and have a bit of fun with them and duel against them. So check the description. I will put a link to those duels when they are finished. Until then, hope you're enjoying the videos. I will continue making more Yu-Gi-Oh content. Farewell.